Orange, green. The second force. That which is dispersed from the repulsion force may be repaired by the attraction force later, whereas repulsion is much easier than attraction, even at the level of forces. Repulsion requires less energy consumption, but wields extensive effect. The repulsion force is designed to do two things at the same time: push the other party to a distance from you or your field, and affect its material body, dispersing energy from it, which basically means a loss of energy, which may lead to a regression in growth if it is repeated several times without direct compensation. The force of repulsion can affect the creatures and particles around you, as long as it is lower than your energy level. To apply it, you do not need much. Just apply the force directly to the target. Where a force arises that pushes the targeted mass to a distance, that depends on the amount of force you send, in addition to the mass of the target. Do not be surprised if the target mass does not move or even change its place for a small offset, which may be caused by its field being wide and strong. It has consumed the energy that you sent until it reaches its body. Where a force arises that pushes the targeted mass to a distance depends on the amount of force you send, in addition to the mass of the target. It is worth noting that the rules of energy and color must be applied in the primary region. This meaning that when you have a certain amount of energy that corresponds to the color you have, and the number of layers that made up this color, you can affect creatures and particles that are less than or equal to you in energy level. Therefore, the greater the number of layers that make up a color, the less the effect applying forces has on it. So, destroying a layer of 4 layers of one color, for example, is less effective than destroying a layer of only 3. It must also be mentioned that the behavior which a creature may be subjected to, from slapping and distancing from it, is one of the forms of applying the repulsion force that the bond possesses after gaining its strength from the gathering of particles, and their consistency within the general primary region system and its rules, and between its own rules that consist mainly of the characteristics of the collected particles from one side and the range of energy gained from this gathering from the other side. So, the slapping activity by the bond is one of the forms of the force of repulsion, which takes several forms as other forces. For example, when a creature exceeds you in strength and energy, whether a Soodi or a Yoddi, it passes because of the strength of its field and his energy. Any creature or particle that is not defined in the private core code and is considered expelled from it is field at least. This force could apply collectively giving this creature strength and the ability to effectively influence the area around him, surrounding his field and the area of his clan. At the individual particle level, you can't really make a significant impact, even on the lowest energy particle. The issue of energy remains the dividing line in most things in the primary region. You are practically and theoretically governed by the rules that give preference to those who have a greater amount of it. But fortunately, for those who have more energy levels, it is actual evidence that this creature or this thing has reached this stage of growth and possesses a great balance of wisdom and maturity. And accordingly, he cannot act in a way that may affect the balance in the primary region, because it will necessarily lead to damage to it, even after a long time. So nothing here goes without a trace. This is a direct and clear result of something that I noticed in your planet, Earth, which is a fundamental, huge, and influential difference at the same time. We have close levels of realization according to the basic rules of the region, which makes interaction with it and its elements easy and smooth, and the results are expected to a large extent. With you on Earth, this issue is confusing, actually. You have a different understanding and realization of things, issues, and other facts, which leads to disagreements, not differences. I believe that things must be named in a way that guarantees your understanding and realization of their true meaning. And I am sure that many of your disagreements will disappear without any effort. The realization is the key, for sure. See you soon.